newspaper files of the early West record many stories of famous and notorious characters of that period. Among them, Johnny Ringo, gunfighter and smuggler. He was a lone wolf with a cultured past, a sense of fatalism that made him the most dangerous killer in old Arizona. This is part of a payroll of 10,000 new silver dollars that had been stolen from the railroad between Gila Bend and Yuma, Arizona. In the fight, the robbers had dropped some of the money. My name's Matt Clark. I'm a railroad detective. It was my business to examine the scene of the holdup.
Hey, Matt.
The local authorities had previously been here, but I figured they might have overlooked something. They had. A perfumed envelope from a Helen Ringgold in Texas to a John B. Ringgold in Galeyville, Arizona. Keep looking around, see if you can find the letter. I had a detective go talk to Helen Ringgold in San Jose, Texas. She was a good-looking, respectable woman of about 30. Miss Ringgold admitted she had an older brother, John. Said he was a cattle broker doing well in Arizona. Frankie Adams, another railroad operative, was planted in the Excelsior Hotel in Galeyville. She uncovered information that sent me on my way. A train took me to Tucson. A stagecoach to Tombstone, where I bought some work clothes and a pony. I went on to Galeyville, 40 miles east of Tombstone.
I've got a one-track mind, sir. You'll have to wait until I've finished.
Real independent, aren't you?
We can afford to be. We're the only hotel in town with a window in every room. Now, what can I... Matt.
Hi, Frankie.
You startled me. I wasn't expecting you for another day or two.
How about a quick rundown on our suspect?
Down here, he's known as Johnny Ringo. R-I-N-G-O. He's a gunfighter with a bad temper.
Has he been here long?
Around about a year.
You mean he's alibied out of that last holdup?
I said he'd been around a year. In and out. Out at the time of the robbery.
Does he seem to have any money?
Plenty, from the way he spends it on whiskey and cards.
Where is he now?
He's out of the hotel. He spends most of his time at Clancy's saloon.
Have you checked his room?
Haven't had a chance to yet.
Do that right away, will you?
All right.
I think I'll take a stroll down the main drag.
Matt.
Yeah?
Don't try to outdraw him. And stay away from the gambling tables.
Yes, Mother.
And don't come back into the establishment again until you learn how to behave like a gentleman.
What's going on here?
This young squirt tried to pick an argument with Ringo, which, of course, is like committing suicide.
So Ringo's that good, eh?
He's got a wicked manner of fighting all his own. Calls it a handkerchief duel. Now be gone with you. All right, gentlemen, enjoy yourselves. There'll be no gunplay today.
You're quite right, Mr. Clancy. I'm sick and tired of these young high rollers trying to get me for a fast reputation. Keep them out of my way.
You! Ringo! Big reputation. Let's see how fast you are. Turn around.
I'll give you one last chance to apologize and get out of town, cowboy.
You've insulted me in front of all these men, and I demand a showdown. You either turn around and fight, or I say you're a coward.
You've been begging for it long and hard, punk. I guess I'll have to oblige. If you're as brave as you think you are, step up and grab the end of this handkerchief. That way, the one who fires first can't possibly miss. You agree? I ask you a question. Either put up and fight or get out of town. Which is it?
I'm as game as you are, Ringo. Your way.
I've seen gunfights before in my time, but this was different. This was cruel, deliberate, violent.
Ready?
I think I could use a drink.
There walked a man I prayed I would never have to fight. His way, my way, or any other way.
I was only cleaning your room.
You dirty little sneak thief. Just a minute. Reading my mail, too, huh? That wouldn't do you any good. Just for my sister. I should have torn it up anyway. Yeah? Who is it?
It's Bill, Johnny. Got to talk to you right away.
Come on in.
Who's the girl?
I'll be with you in a minute. I got a special way of dealing with petty thieves, Frankie. Now, you wait in here. I'll talk to you later. Keep your voices down so she can't hear. Now, what do you want?
Well, we've got that train scheduled for you.
Good.
Well, beg pardon, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell me if there's anyone living here by the name of John Ringgold?
Well, there's one way of finding out. We'll just take a look at the register. Yeah, there it is. John Ringo, room 111.
Ringo? I guess that's him. Thank you. It's quite all right. I'm his sister.
I know this country very well. Here's town right here. Here's the railroad tracks. Here's the road, comes along down here, crosses the tracks right here at the water tower. Now you bring the wagon along the west side of the Dragoons here till the place where it crosses the tracks. It's about 20 miles east of town. As you said, she stops there about 4:45 to take on water before continuing on to Wilcox. I'll be sure you're on time.
Hello, John. Oh, aren't you going to invite me in?
That's all, gentlemen. Talk to you in about 10 minutes.
You don't seem very happy to see me, John.
I'm not. Why'd you come here?
I was worried. So was Father. The police have been to the house asking questions about you.
Did they say why?
Yes. Something about a train robbery here in Arizona.
What'd you tell them?
What could we tell them? We told them what you've been writing us, that you were a prosperous cattle buyer.
So you've never quite believed my letters. Is that it?
We did, John, until the police came. Is this where you live?
Yes.
It doesn't look like a place that a prosperous cattle buyer would live in.
Doesn't it?
Those two men, are they prosperous cattle owners, too?
Get out. Go home, forget you ever had a brother. Forget you ever saw me.
Oh, come back. Start over again, Johnny. You're young yet. You're young enough to start over. Oh, come on home with me, Johnny.
Get out.
All right, Johnny, I'll go. But remember this. I'll do everything possible to stop you.
Miss Ringo, please, I'm locked in.
Open it up, Johnny.
Get out of here, mind your own business. Get out!
Let's go, Johnny, let's go!
Come on, let's go.
Ringo's sister Helen told me Johnny had left 4 years ago, that he had kept up a front of respectability in his letters.
I'll do anything in the world for you. Anything.
I'm sure you will, Miss Ringo.
There's nothing here but a couple of $100, Matt. You won't come back for that. When you came up to the door, you said Ringo was telling those men something about a train.
That's right. A train was making a 10-minute stop for water at 4:45.
What do you make of it, Matt?
I don't know. One of those statements hanging all by itself in midair. I don't make anything of it, do you?
Well, I don't know. Ringo's the kind of a man that wouldn't be talking about a train unless he was going to catch one. Or rob one, would he?
Now, it's a slim lead if I ever heard one.
How many trains stop for water at 4:45?
Yeah. And if there was such a train, it'd be kind of interesting to know what it's carrying, wouldn't it? I don't know what I'd do without you. If the Home Office wants me, I'll be at Wilcox checking train schedules. Wait here till you hear from me. I'm sorry about all this, Miss Ringo. Bye, Frankie.
Bye.
In the railroad dispatcher's office in Wilcox, I found out that an eastbound freight made a daily water stop at 4:45, this side of the Dragoon Mountains. That in itself meant nothing. But when I learned that Wednesday's freight was bringing $250,000 in silver bullion from the Arizona mines, it was too big a hunch to be overlooked. The Wilcox sheriff thought enough of my story to get up a posse.
They're all here, Matt. Let's ride.
A train ride was part of the trap. We were ready. Ringo wasn't going to disappear in the sagebrush. The water stop was but a few minutes off. It was Wednesday, July the 5th, 1882. The water stop's only a few minutes down the line.
Hey, Matt, look.
to swim for it. Kick him out!
We can get to the bottom this way. Let's go.
Ringo took a desperate way out and made it. It delayed me, but didn't throw me off. I made my way down to the lake. Ringo and his men were gone, but the trail was hot. He's halfway across the desert. We'll never make it by now. It's too hot, too dry. Let's get off here. How much water you got, Sheriff?
Not very much, but you better take it, Matt. We'll head on back and get some, then we'll follow you. Well, good luck, Matt.
Thank you, Lee. I'll lead it. Ringo's horse was fresh, mine was not. In less than an hour, I was tracking him again. He was heading for the border across the desert. I could tell by the sign Ringo's horse was giving out. He was walking his horse to spare him, like I was doing with mine.
Who are you, mister? What are you dogging me for?
Murder and robbery, Ringo!
You'll never take me alive.
It looked like Ringo was going to make a stand there at the edge of the desert instead of going across. We exchanged shots to let one another know we were both there. The sun went behind the horizon, the night came on. I waited. Throughout the night, I listened for the clatter of horses' hoofs telling me Ringo was making his break. I heard nothing. Nothing but the coyotes and insects. Ringo didn't answer my morning reveille of gunfire. Suspicious, I started moving on his position. I picked up the hoof tracks and followed them. Ringo's horse wasn't dead, but not far from it. Johnny had a good start on me. I had no canteen. It was a question of water in a few hours or death. There was no use to turn back. There was no water that way. Ringo headed along the desert route known to the old Spaniards as Jornada de la Muerte, the March of Death. I couldn't go any further. My only consolation was that the desert would claim Ringo, too. No, it couldn't be. It couldn't be Frankie coming to help me. No, it was a mirage, a dream. We knew Ringo couldn't be far away, but he might still be alive. We moved cautiously.
Hey, Matt.
There he was, lying beside a spring too far gone to dig for the precious water that lay beneath the sand. If he had only looked up and seen the lake, he would have beat us and the desert.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clark. The watch is the only thing I want to remember Johnny by. You could take the rest, destroy it.
Let's go, Frankie.